on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show. The Comrade Show with Comrade Lamte Oriake. Live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show. The Comrade Show with Comrade Lamte Oriake. Live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show. The Comrade Show with Comrade Lamte Oriake.
Yes, my people, a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all, depending on where you are joining us from. This is the Comrade Show, and my name is Comrade Lamte Oriake. On this segment, this is a segment we call the Comrade and Friends, and right on this segment, we're going to be looking at a lot of things all around Nigeria. Of course, I've got the team, right in the studio, in the house, to do justice to the issues we have. Whether we want to believe it or not, Nigeria right now, can best be described as a pyramid standing on its head, with so many issues plaguing the country. Another word again that is very apt to describe Nigeria today is uncertainty. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the next minute, because everything is just happening, and the stories making headlines are stories that are not good at all. And the sovereignty of the nation is currently being plagued by various issues, particularly that of insecurity, as it were. But drifting from that, a lot of other things are happening around the country. In Edo State, for instance, the governor of Edo State recently declared, that he's going to probe, the government is going to probe the last administration, particularly with respect to the Storm Water project, which, was, according to the government's position, which actually, gulped a whopping 30 billion naira. 30 billion. And of course, nothing to show for it. We're going to be looking at that issue, from a perspective. Of course, we're going to be looking at the issue of Zamfara and the kidnapped, school children, which is actually, following the kidnap of school children from Niger State. The question remains, so many questions do, but one of the major questions is this: is kidnapping for ransom becoming a very serious business in Nigeria? Of course, we're going to be talking about that. Of course, so many other issues. Today in Nigeria, a report is coming that some northern youths, are beginning to, ensure that food supply from north to south, is cut, and they are beginning to divert, vehicles that are supposed to be conveying food and other items to the south. They are beginning to divert them and direct them to neighboring countries like Cameroon and the Niger Republic and all of that. Does all of this, do they portend, good for the Nigerian state? Of course, we're going to be looking at that. And of course, maybe a few things here and there. But while we are preparing to zero into the matter and set the ball rolling, please, you're joining us, help us share the broadcast. I see a number of us already online. Ken, thank you very much. You've already shared the program. Thank you very much. Rosemary Essel, God bless you, Rosemary. Rosemary is a light angel. Thank you very much for joining. Yes, Innocent Emanta, I see you. Femi Obano, another very wonderful light angel. Thank you so much. Greetings to you. Lovely Igbinowodua. Please help us share this broadcast. That probably will just be the least you can do to support our program. It's a Comrade Show, remember? And we just do what we do. A man is going to do what a man is going to do. Ogunleye, thank you very much. Yes, good morning to you. I'm sure it's morning where you are. It's actually getting to evening where I am. A Day Diary, thank you very much. Hope Aloha Otami, I see you. Hope you have not shared. I greet you, my brother. Hope, please do share. Kings Luca, I see you. Thank you so very much, Elizabeth. Idemudi, I equally see Elizabeth. Yes, Kings Luca, I see you. Thank you so very much, guys. Please, let's share the broadcast. Austin Iyahen, a very good evening to you. Let's get some numbers together. We hit the ground running. It is the Comrade and Friends, and we're going to be doing justice to today's matter, as it were. Before we roll on, before I bring on the Musketeers, there's this message I'm going to like us to just listen to. Probably if you have a business, you may want to take interest in this. But it's something promising, and it promises to be big and good. Yes, my people, that is a Kyoja. Yes. On that note, I want to quickly bring on the Musketeers. Of course, I have in the house Comrade Dr. Tony Agbons. Dr. Tony, the people would like to hear your voice, sir.
Our people, very happy last Sunday of the month to you all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching us in the world. Good to have you all back on this our Sunday program, the Comrade and Friends. Thank you for joining us today.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Agbos. I equally have in the house another Musketeer. I'm talking of a none other but Comrade Pharmacist Austin Iremiran. Pharmacist. The people want to hear your voice, my brother. It's a brand new day.
Thank you so much, Comrade Lampton, and good evening to you and Tony, and of course to our viewers. We are back again with our Sunday tonic. Lots to talk about to help move our country forward. Good evening, good afternoon, and good night, and good morning wherever you are. God bless you for joining us.
Good. Thank you very much. We're not going to waste time. We're going to zero into the matter the way it is. Before we go to the national matter, as it were, just about a week ago, the governor of Edo State, did come out while he was carrying out inspection, looking at the project that the state government is currently working on, talking of the, Benin Water Storm project. And, of course, the governor made reference looking at the state of work at the moment and comparing it to what the previous administration did, with respect to this project. I think the governor expressed regret that we are still here where he currently is at the moment. And of course, the governor said that he's going to probe the last administration, and that's the administration of Governor, ex-Governor Adams Oshomole. The project reportedly got about 30 billion naira. 30 billion naira, sometimes if our people, Edo people want to describe that, they say 30 billion no one way. That means 30 billion that can actually make a difference in the life of the people went down the drain. And the images we have of what the Shomole left for Edo State, these are some of the images we have of the Stormwater project. These are some of the images we have. And the governor was very, very perturbed, was very unhappy in his expression. And he actually claimed that all we could see was that that project was never meant to take water, to control, erosion and all of that. That project was meant to siphon resources, to steal from the people and all of that. This is the governor. This is what he was inspecting. State of what? I mean, this is actually the textile mill road catchment area of the project and all that. And so the governor has insisted that he's going to, probe the last administration. Now, since the announcement, a lot of people have come out on social media everywhere, and people have come out to equally try to indict the governor, to say that the governor was part of the process. Why would the governor want to, probe Oshomole? Why would the governor want to probe everybody? A lot of people are just, and all of that. People are trying to, make it look like the governor should not probe Oshomole. This probe should not go on, and all this. Meanwhile, there's another case confronting Oshomole that some of us are aware of. Before the election, way before the election, we understand that a lot of money did go into the central hospital in Benin, into billions as well. And that matter was to come up before the election, but Oshomole went to court, and the case has not been heard. And Oshomole still, has got a case to answer in that matter as well. But we are not going into that at the moment. So I want to bring on the Musketeers, the Comrade Friends. And I want to start with Dr. Agbons. Dr. Agbons, given all the hula baloo around the announcement of government that the last administration is going to be probed because of this storm water project and, of course, the allegation that a lot of embezzlement are taking place, by government, and all the attack that has come from everywhere, we want to believe that there are those people who are, supporters of Governor, ex-Governor Oshomole and all of that. Should this probe go on, particularly when some are alleging that the governor was part of that administration? Some even said that the governor masterminded the project itself in the last administration. Should the governor go ahead with the probe that he is involved in that will likely indict him?
Yeah, thank you, comrade, for developing this topic very soundly. Manedoya Kwicha, so if you translate that, he said, when there is so much debt in the soup, even the physically impaired person with physically impaired eyes, we see it. I laugh when people, because of political exigency, because of political patronage, they will see blue and they will be calling it red. They will see white and they will call it black. Truth be told, for the governor to have made that public declaration of probing this Benin water storm project, you will know that he has all the facts and the figures. So I'm sure there's a wisdom behind him making it public so that people will not see it as a witch hunt. There's something about governance in Nigeria. People always take probing as a vindictive activity. But there are certain things that are just too clear and obvious. Yes, the governor was the head of the economic team in the government of Comrade Adams Oshomole. So he knew the workings. So he knew where things went wrong. And that is precisely what this probe is going to be about. So I want to say something that if we must change our narrative, if we must change the fabric of our society, people who have done wrong, they need to be punished. Societies without a deterrent never grow, because everybody will feel that you can just do anything and get away with it. So if the governor has pronounced that a probe is going to take place, so be it. So let an inquiry, a commission of inquiry be set up to dig into this and unravel the truth. So this thing happened in Edo State. So it didn't happen in Karanamoda. So all the documentation, all the papers, payments that were made. Look, sometimes, comrade, I just look at governance in Nigeria, look at governance where we come from. But we have just made governance to not look like Mountain Everest and Mountain Kilimanjaro. What is in governance? So we cannot even add 10 plus 10 and make it 20 anymore. So enough of all this political patronage, enough of all this let us sweep things under the carpet. And it is the reason why we are not moving forward. So people can just sweep money into their pocket, and then from there they move to another higher position, and they continue what they are doing. So whoever has wronged the society has to pay for it. If they have to return that money, so be it. They have to return it. That is my submission at this point.
So apparently, you support that this probe should go on, particularly when the government
Absolutely,
himself
absolutely, 100%. And one of the major reasons why I support this is that the governor knows the inner workings of this thing. He knows, and I'm sure he's very, very pained because the project is just being done now. So nothing has been done previously. It was just a caricature. It was a like they say, it was a white elephant project. It was not completed. But it was okay. Was he handed over? A lot of us we have some little ideas about project management and project execution. Look, our system is so skewed. What is difficult in project completion? So if the governor has said this project wasn't done, it wasn't done. So and we all have to give him support and then let the commission of inquiry be. Already, I can see that letters are already flying in. One of the indicted allegedly, because it's not been proved yet, who is a minister in the Federal Republic, has already sent a letter to the governor. So you can see that responses are already coming. So the Edo people need to know this money belongs to the people of Edo State.
Thank you very much, my brother. Let's quickly go to Comrade Pharmacist Austin Eremira. Pharmacist, are you not worried that in the course of probing the last administration, that Governor Baseki himself will be exposed as one who was part of the corruption? If actually there was corruption.
Thank you so much, my brother Lante, for that wonderful question. Let me also say, I just want to make two submissions before I answer your question. A probe is important. Even for a project that has been successful, you can make a probe to learn one or two things and even do it better. You can also make a probe for a project that failed, like in this case, to also learn. And I think the issue of probe is not about Oshomole, it's about the government before its government. Yes, Oshomole is the arrowhead, the ball falls on his desk, but it's about the administration of the previous government and what they've done. So that said, with those two big submissions, I think the probe suggested by the governor is in the right direction. Your question is, if he will be indicted? Well, I'm not privy to documents and information concerning this, but he is the chief executive now, and not only him, even I understand the current secretary to government was one-time commissioner for development or so in the state. I was also involved following the letter that was written by Clem Agba. So I think the purpose really is to show the truth and to expose who did what and what happened and why we are where we are. So if it's going to expose the sitting governor, well, so be it. The most important thing is that it is better for the Edo State people, because like Tony hinted, the money in question is not money for individuals. It's money for the state. And for our viewers, I just want to enumerate 6 things that a project must always deliver on. 1, a project must have value for money. 2, a project must be important and relevant. And I think the water storm project in Edo State was very important and relevant given our topography and our terrain. A project too must have a blueprint, which is a gazetted document that tells us how this project will go. A good project too, we have a time of completion. And a good project, we have ways for it to be funded. And if it's a long-term project, continuous measures on how this will be funded. So I think the pro panel will be looking at all this to see if it is meant. Like you alluded when you brought out your introductory speech, 30 billion is not small amount of money. 30 billion, if judiciously used, can change the life of millions of people and can also change the life of all of us in Edo State. If these monies have been used, by now, there should be some areas that should have been totally controlled and erosion free. So, in fact, even if it's 1 penny, my brother Lamte, it is good for it to be looked at because it is not your money, it is not mine, it's for the state. Yes. So I think there will be lessons to be made. Whoever is found culpable, let the law deal with that person. But I think the governor has taken the right step, and I support my brother Tony in his submission that a probe at this time is important. Not because we want to be vindictive, but we want to learn from it so that it doesn't happen again. And we don't have another 30 billion going down the drain. You know, he's already been called the MOU governor. So if there was an MOU in this project, probably we will not be where we are today. So that's my take. And I totally support the governor and the people of Edo State. Let us get to the root of this matter so that subsequent projects will not have problems like this.
Thank you very much. I had an informant, chat with somebody, and the person actually supported that this probe should be carried out. If not for anything, but let it be some sort of precedence in a way that let Governor Obaseki be aware himself that when he gets through with this probe, expectedly, hopefully, people who are found, culpable will, eventually go in for it. Then Obaseki himself will be aware that after his tenure, whoever is going to come in, we have, absolute, a right to follow the same precedence to equally look at the activities of Obaseki today. You understand what I'm saying now? And of course, to call him to come and give account of his stewardship to Edo State as far as his own administration is concerned and all of that. Dr. Agbons, don't you think that, the governor of Edo State should be concerned about that? That if he goes ahead to probe Oshomole, whoever is coming in to be the next governor of Edo State may want to probe him. Shouldn't he be concerned about that?
No, I don't think. Thank you, comrade. There's nothing to be concerned about. I just saw one of our follower on somebody watching our program. He said the reason we are where we are as a country is because there's no accountability. So it's all about setting standard. I think the governor in this case is trying to put a standard in place. So where there is no standard, people just do what they like. Like Pharmacist Austin said just now, were there no agreement, signed in this 30 billion stormwater deal? Was this contract not awarded to a contractor? How much was paid? How much is left to be paid? What is the completion time of this project? Was this project certified, completed? So, like, again, we go back to project management. What there's no rocket science about this. So, for me, the governor has no concern at all. So, but even at that, even after his tenure in 2024, whoever wants to also check the books can also do the same. This will help to promote a level of accountability and transparency in governance. And that is what this governor has been championing all along. And that has been even why during his first tenure, he was receiving missiles left, right, and center because he wanted to do things differently. And people didn't see it that way. They said, no, so, and the governor has always been saying that his mantra is governance is not for the happiness of a few. It is for the happiness of the majority. 1,000 men and women in Edo State should not be happy, while the remaining almost 4.4 million of us will be sad. So that has been what the governor has been championing. And I believe that this example of this stormwater project is going to reverberate. This is going to, and I know if there are people that are culpable in this project, I know that some of them are already beginning to have sleepless nights. They know that it's not going to be business as usual.
Former sister Irreverent, do you know that the day after the governor made the pronouncement that the administration of Adams Oshomole was going to be probed, you know, the very next day, the night before the very next day, by the next day, report came out that some people actually attempted to go set the Ministry of Environment and Sustainability where the files and documents concerning this project, are stored. There was an attempt to set the place ablaze and burn the place. And the government, on tip-off received from sources, actually immediately, called on the security, the expedite action to ensure that they remove those documents and keep them in some safe place unknown to people. Now, in this country, we are not, of course, we are not new to things like this. At the level of the federal government, whenever there's been, attempt to, to open up some issues of corruption, the offices always, they get set ablaze. We've always seen that and that and that and that. You understand? Things like that. Would you say that, because so far police have not come out to tell us people responsible for that action or if they are being suspects and all of that. But can we assume that people concerned, people who know that this probe may bring them in, are the ones responsible for the attempt to burn down the Palm House? Can we assume so?
My brother, your summation couldn't have been more succinct. It is clear. Me and you that were not privy and party to it, would we have organized any form of removal of documents? The answer simply is no. It's those people that are aware, that knows what they've done, the in and out of how things happen, that have attempted to do this. So your summation is absolutely clear, because their hands are not clean, and that's why they are doing this. I was shocked when I saw it. I saw it on one I think on AIT News or so, where they were moving documents. So it is really shameful, my brother Lamte. And your submission is clean. Those people whose hands are not clean are the ones doing it. Let me tell you, Lamte, if I am a governor today, I'm not going to give contract to my enemies. I will give contract to you and Tony. I will give contract to my friends and cronies. There is nothing wrong in that. But what is important is that due processes are followed. In our country, due processes are not followed and people get away with things. You are not going to give contract to your enemies. You will give me the contract, you will give me a guideline, and I will then execute it. But what we have in our state and indeed Nigeria, people take the contract, they don't execute it, they take everything and they say to hell with the people of Nigeria and the people of the state. So this is what we need to get very clear. Chronism is part of life, but delivering on the demand, on the objective of the project is very important. And that is what is lacking in Nigeria and indeed Africa. And let me also sound a note of warning. Do you know that the former president of the United States, Barack Obama, has got only 2 houses? The house he was staying in Chicago and the one he bought in DC. Do you also know that Barack Obama is now making millions of money after leaving office? When will our leaders begin to imbibe this? You don't steal all the money of your state or country while in. If you've done well, your good office will begin to attract progress to you. But this is different in our country, Nigeria. And that's what you see. Projects are allocated with the intention of just collecting money, not really doing it. Imagine this 30 million. If 10 billion was truly utilized, do you think there will be erosion again in Edo State, my brother Lamti? You were born there. We know how it is. So because it is like a web, it's a web of just let's collect it. Let's do what we like. And this governor is coming, putting his head into it, knowing that he would also get bruised. But he's not minding that. He wants to set the record straight. And like you said, if Obaseki is probing today, tomorrow when he leaves office, we will also check his books. There is nothing wrong in checking books. That's why you have auditors. If not, there will be no job for them. So to come back again, your conclusion and submission that if the people that attempted to take those things away from Palm House were involved, you couldn't have been more clear. I think they were.
Thank you very much, my brother. I mean, we have some comments. I mean, people are expressing support for the probe, maybe particularly on Facebook and even on YouTube. High Chief Musa Ahmedu is watching, and he says that the probe is a part of good governance. It is not personal, and all of that. That's a submission by High Chief Musa Ahmedu. Anthony Obanimose says that I'm totally in support of the probe. He said here in the Western world, project are cited, executed successfully, but in my dear country, few persons, use project to siphon public funds and all of that. Now, I want to quickly go to my brother. Please, if you are watching us on Facebook and on YouTube, please help share the broadcast. Let's get some more people to be part of it. Intermittently, we can be reading comments of people, online. Make your comments. We have chance. We equally, just read your comments. But I want to quickly turn to Dr. Agbons. Dr. Agbons, governance has a lot to do with perception. Okay? Can we say that if Governor Obaseki goes ahead, and carry out, this pronouncement as promised, probe, adequately the last administration, particularly with this stormwater project. There's so many other things. There's this 1 billion naira beautification of the city that I think that the government needs to equally look into. That has to do with the last administration, and of course the glass house, the Strata Hospital matter. But if the governor goes ahead and does a good job, can we say that his rating, positive rating will increase among the people?
Thank you, Comrade. Definitely, and you can see even from this program we're having now, I'm reading a lot of comments on my screen here. You can see the way everybody is thinking. Look, they say the deep collect onto the deep. Iron sharpens iron. People are always waiting for that person that will lead the way, and that is what the governor is doing. So enough of all this what will people say, and like I said, political patronage and all that, people getting scared. So it's a step in the right direction, because 30 billion, like you said, Lamte, do you know what that can do in our state? We are not talking on million, we are saying billion here. So this is a lot of money, and then people will they just siphon it. Look, the problem with us in Nigeria is not that projects are not started. Projects are started, but they are inflated humongously, and then they are never completed. Even after they have inflated it, they don't complete it. That is why we have so many uncompleted projects all around. And okay, look at this governor. When he came in with MOU, which is a corporate universal document that is prepared. It's a global best practice. Before you collect contract, you must sign. It's a legal document. But in our case, we don't do it.
Sorry to cut in. Even our own private light up Edo State program, we have an MOU with our engineer.
Thank you.
It's a binding agreement to say this is how we are going to run this project, and everybody is following that project. I mean, they follow the MOU.
So the MOU is a binding legal document, so that when a contract is awarded, I want to say this because I was just following on Facebook and other social media. The 30 billion naira water storm project was actually awarded But the question I have been asking some people who have been talking to me is, I said, was it done? What is the certification? So if that certification can be produced that we got value for money in that project, then the probe will show it. So it's very good. It is obvious that it was not done because the thing is done. It's being done now. And some people are even saying, oh, but Governor Baseki was head of economic team. And the thing I ask them is that since when has a committee member become the leader of government? So what could he have done as the leader of the economic team? So the box actually stopped at the desk of Comrade
Adams
of Adams Oshomole, who was the governor then. So they all need to explain. Like I told you, I was trying to read the letter from the current Minister of Budget and Planning, Mr. Clem Agba, but I couldn't finish reading it last night while I was watching the boxing that was going on. So the truth of the matter is that people are already talking. So Agba has written his own letter now. I'm sure his legal team and all that, they'll be getting ready. So because questions need to be asked. We can't build a mega Edo state without, by just sweeping things under the carpet. Questions need to, glaring things like this, the public, Edo people are very, very much happy. And it's going to increase the perception rating of the governor. His approval rating will go up because he's doing and fighting for the people. Our money must be judiciously spent.
Thank you very much. But just to before we round up this segment, I mean this discourse on this particular matter, I just want to play a soundbite of. The credit of this soundbite goes to ITV. ITV reported this soundbite, so that for those of us who may not have heard, known about this, so that we just get this excerpt. I think just for about 2 minutes or so. But let's take a listen, please.
During the inspection of the road construction project sites targeted to enhance the living standard of residents in the state, Governor Baseki said the Benin Storm Water project conceived by previous administration was never made to work, insisting that his administration will probe the project and recover all looted funds. He emphasized that the Benin Storm Water project, if properly executed, will deflood erosion-prone areas. The state governor also disclosed that a panel has been set up to investigate and recover misappropriated funds.
The so-called stormwater was just a fraud. It was a contract to defraud Edo people. Because from what I can see now, the design of the stormwater in this catchment was not meant to take water away. So the area was never drained, because you can see the levels between what we are doing now and what was done by the previous administration. It's almost a 2-meter difference. So there's no way you can drain water from a lowland up into a higher ground. I don't like probing, but we must get to the facts of what happened. We can't throw away such large amounts of money. People must be made to account for their time of service in government.
At the second west axis and Ewotu catchment area, Governor Baseki inspected the Benin Storm Water project constructed to tackle erosion menace and the level of work done so far in the area. Governor Baseki also inspected the 13.3 kilometer Ekenwa.
Anyhow, from what from what we can see, the governor was visibly very angry, very unhappy, and looking at the amount of money spent, this project was not done. What we have, like I showed us earlier, is this. This is what Oshomole left of 30 big. The government of Oshomole, allegedly left for Edo State, the 30 billion naira project. Of course, every right-thinking governor would be, angry. Every righteous, in quote, governor should be angry. And of course, the last is yet to be heard on this matter. It's a developing matter. We are going to stay very close, to this matter, and of course, we're going to follow it step by step, every step of the way. And we hope that the governor of Edo State and the government of Edo State follow through with the pronouncement that the last administration and this project will be probed, and so that let's get justice. And for one time in our life as a people, Edo people, let's begin to hold, people accountable. Like the governor said, people must be held accountable and all of that. So, but we're going to stay very close to this situation, and of course, we're going to report, every bit of it. Please, if you are joining us, if you are still on Facebook, on YouTube, share this broadcast. Let's get more people together. We're going to, a lot of people, as a matter of fact, I hardly have seen comments on Facebook or YouTube. Everybody's supporting that this should happen. It should happen to get justice for Edo State. It should happen to set a precedence. And of course, it should happen, of course, to equally put the governor himself in check, to know that if he can do this, and set this standard, okay, when he leaves office, whoever is coming, could equally do the same thing. He who must come to equity, like they say, must come with clean hands. And of course, like I said earlier and I insinuated, and the members of the team agree with it, I think that this is one matter he followed through. And of course, so many other matters. There are so many areas that the previous administration can be indicted, can be looked into, and to check the account of still worship. You understand? If all of this is looked into and everything is in order, of course, the approval rating of this governor is sure to increase. And he himself will understand that, okay, he's setting a standard that will definitely outlive his own administration. That should be a standard, for everybody, not just for governors, local government chairmen, councillors. People should be made to give account of that still worship. And of course, I must give kudos to the governor, just to round off, to the governor of Edo State, Governor Obaseki, who in recent time, now that the tenure of local government chairman, is coming to an end, the governor has said people should come. All the local government chairmen have served for this first term that are trying to seek a second term, they should come with their account of still worship. They should submit a report of how they expended what came to their office. And so far, only very few of the 18 local government chairmen, that we can publicly say merit even the ticket of coming back. Because the rest actually have nothing to report, to say this is what they have done. Some have even gone to hurriedly put some things together. You understand what I'm saying? Now, some things that, in fact, I don't want to, we will come to local government matter at some point. But I'm glad that the governor actually, through that challenge. That you are going to come for re-election as a local government chairman, okay, it's not a blanket, it's not a blank sheet. You understand what I'm saying? Now, we must know what you've done. So I think that if such a standard is set for every political office holder, for every appointee, and all of that, and there's a regular check of everybody's still worship, we probably may be driving, towards a better state, and probably a better nation. On that note, my people, we're going to end this segment right now, and of course, I want to throw the baton now to Dr. Agbons to, of course, come up with the next subject matter. Dr. Agbons, sir.
Thank you, Comrade Lamte for the issue we have just looked at. I want to introduce this in this segment, a trending issue. I know in this program, in the last few weeks, we've been looking at the issue of security in Nigeria. But it has become a case of the more you look, the less you see. Because just this week that just ended now, another 315 students from a government girls secondary school, Jangebe in Zamfara State, they were kidnapped. This is one hostage taking. I don't even want to be calling this one kidnapping again. This is hostage taking. This is one too much. And the modus operandi of this hostage taking has taken a new and exciting dimension. So, and we have to talk about it so that our viewers will understand. The government girls secondary school in Zamfara have 500 students, all girls. Now, the bandits, we are told, arrived the school at about 1:45 a.m. and they operated till 3 a.m. There's a military post about 100 meters away. How is it possible for bandits who came on motorcycles, as reported, how are they able to just, march 315 girls out of the school, and then no security involved, and they just do it easily? I was reading a post on Facebook yesterday, and somebody wrote that it would take 18 buses, for them to have been able to move those girls away from that school into the forest. The forest in the north, how thick are these forests that our security people cannot go in there? So some of these things, some of these questions need answers. Because just recently, the same thing happened in Niger State when a school, the children were also held hostage, and we can deduce from all we are hearing, it is alleged that the government paid ransom, even though they are denying it. So what we are noticing is that this kind of operation has become a new business. In Nigeria. So, Pharmacist Austin, what is your take on this hostage taking? This one is not, for me, it's not kidnapping. This one is hostage. What is your take, sir?
Thank you so much, my brother Tony, for that wonderful introduction. Like you said, this is a trend. I think it's gone beyond that. It's now a big-time business. Because from what you've analyzed, there would have been lots of strategic planning for 315 girls to be removed from a school, when in less than 7 days before this, we had similar incidents. So you would have asked yourself, is the government no longer responsive? What's going on in the country? It is clear to me that they are not. It is also clear to me that there might be some elements in government that are aiding and abetting this big-time business. You also talked about the forests, how thick they've become. When trained professional military men are scared to go in. But on the contrary, a non-trained military man who is just a sheikh, a religious person, can conveniently, without any military support, walk into this thick forest to have conversations with these alleged bandits, Boko Haram, or criminals you want to call them. So that calls for real surprise and something very, very funny. I have also read, somebody has said, the student probably never attended school. It was a planned work. They were not there on that day. Because if they were, those that came to kidnap could not have done this in just 1 hour, 15 minutes. So there is so much speculations. At some point, you don't even know what to believe. But there is only one summation of this. Everything security in Nigeria is totally collapsed. And that does not portend well for us. Every government, be it local, state, or national, has one responsibility: to protect the life and property of its citizens. And we can say this with all clarity, that this is not lacking in our country. It is the school today, my brother Tony. We don't know if it's going to go to universities and government institutions. Remember, what starts in Nigeria somehow never ends, especially if it's very productive. We may possibly wake up one day only to be told that a whole state has already been kidnapped. So it's a big lesson. It's a big problem. The earlier the federal government and those in charge of our security architecture come together to nip this in the bud, the better for us. Comrade Lamptey once said, We are losing people and people are dying in our country when we are not at war. What will happen when war really comes? It is really shocking. I don't know if the federal government don't feel the impulse. Who in the federal government is aiding and abetting this? Like we said, they now claim billions of naira, and these are paid to them in the wee hour of the night without us being aware. It is dangerous. I appeal once again to the federal government to nip this in the bud. Let us set our country right. Those benefiting today might be victims tomorrow. This is my immediate take just now.
Thank you, Pharmacist Iremira. Those benefiting today might be victims tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And I want to agree with you 150% that what starts in Nigeria never ends. That is how everything is in Nigeria. Thank you very much for your summation, Pharmacist Austin. And I appreciate the way you drew in the case of the Minister of Negotiation in Nigeria, the undisputed Gumi. He can find the bandit in the forest, but our security network cannot find the bandit in the forest. So there is a game being played somewhere. That being said, Comrade Lamptey, you need to throw in something here. What is your take on this matter, my brother?
Honestly, I have hammered on this matter, persistently in the past days. I've been talking about this. There is no doubt there's a ground conspiracy by certain elements, particularly of the Northern Divide. Just recently, Senator Abaribe, said, and it made sense to me, that right now in Nigeria there are always two laws: one law for those in the north, and another law for those in the south. Sheikh Gumi has famously come out to say that these terrorists should not be called terrorists or bandits. He said they are militant. I did a video on that. I did a broadcast on that, and all of that. And it's unfortunate that we don't. A lot of people in the south appear not to know that, what we are experiencing right now. Okay, it's only during the Civil War that we had it this bad. We have never had it this bad in this country. And what we are saying right now is something that is set to consume all of us in Nigeria. And that is the truth. Just before the kidnap of these Zamfara school girls, I remember in one of my broadcasts when I was talking about the Niger States, the Kagara, school children kidnapped. And of course, the information we have, the federal government quickly came out to say that they did not pay any ransom. But the information we have, a classified information tells us that the government of Nigeria paid almost $1 billion to get the Niger students, the Niger State students out. You understand what I'm saying? And I said that having tested this, let us wait for more kidnappings. Because right now, kidnapping is now at different levels. There's a kidnapping to get the government to pay in multi-million, hundreds of millions. There's a decentralized one that targets companies. There's another level that targets individuals. To the extent that the thing is now even broken down to the level where, I heard recently that a vulcanizer was kidnapped for a ransom of 15,000 naira. This is how bad it is. So kidnapping has become an industry. Okay, but the worrisome part of it is the big one, the federal kidnapping. It's a structure. There's a state level, there's a local government level, there's a council level, there's a street level. But we're talking about the federal level, which is where the Sheikh Gumi, belong to. And I want to allege that We can see the handwriting on the wall. We don't need to go too far. And Austin said just now that the military apparatus we have cannot locate the what's it called the bandits and terrorists. I don't. In fact, bandits is too. I don't want to call them bandits because they are more than that. These terrorists. You understand what I'm saying now? Our own trained security men cannot find them. But Sheikh Gumi will just walk into the forest. When this Zamfara case happened, Sheikh Gumi said where the bandit is talking to in Zamfara State. Okay, they are not the ones that kidnapped these Zamfara boys. But he's not trying to squeeze himself out of the matter. You understand the picture from what I'm saying now? Now, this is where the matter is even more worrisome. Why we should be concerned. I want to read, I think this is a statement accredited to, what's his name, to Erufai. He said, anybody that thinks a Fulani man that ventured into kidnapping for ransom, more than listen, for ransom, and is earning millions of naira, would go back to his former life of getting 100,000 naira after selling a cow in a year, must be deceiving himself. Now, if we think that any Fulani man, okay, that has gone into this business of kidnapping will now come back to become a cattle rearer, in fact, we should be we are deceiving ourselves. Now, another worrisome aspect is this. I may not have those footages right here, right now. I have seen some footages right now flying around. Some of these kidnappers, these bandits, these killer herdsmen, these terrorists have alleged that their formation was orchestrated to bring Buhari into power. And that the promise that the government promised them, they have not fulfilled. This is why they are now doing what they are doing right now. So at the end of the day, the arrangement we see right now is an arrangement that the federal government knows exactly where it's coming from. So this whole issue is multifaceted. How is it multifaceted? Now we have a problem like this. Now we now have a president who is conniving. I can allege so based on what we see with these people, because everything around these people is being protected. The Bauchi state government has come out to say they have a right to bear weapon, to carry firearms. Sheikh Gumi, an Islamic cleric who goes to see them and come back, he's the one who goes to tell us that they want to procure what's it called anti-aircraft missile. He said that few days later we lost some of our military men in an helicopter. Now that matter, they are sweeping it under the carpet. We don't know exactly what happened to that helicopter. Okay, but that's an aside. The same Sheikh Gumi came out to say they should be granted amnesty, like the Delta boys militants were granted amnesty. But he did not tell us that the arrangement of these guys and what they are doing is different from that of the Delta guys. You get what I'm saying now? Now, at the end of the day, another human being came out the other day to say that the oil of the Niger Delta, the oil of Benue, I mean the oil of Bayelsa, the oil of Delta belongs to Jigawa, and that they will spill their blood to ensure that that oil keep flowing. Now, when you look at all of these, while we are here, we are making our speeches. Some people will call it noise making. They are there holding some clandestine meetings, okay, to get these things going on. And we in the South, we appear not to be able to see beyond our nose. This is the most worrisome aspect of this matter. Now, we have a National Assembly, okay? A National Assembly that is lame dog, that is a rubber stamp. A National Assembly that is not protecting Nigerians. A National Assembly under normal circumstances where the people, the constituents, you know, the various constituencies in the South need to by now start recalling all their representatives. And the ones that refuse recall should be shown the hard way. The hard way. But let me leave that hard way. People should interpret that. You understand what I'm saying now? A National Assembly that is deliberately selling Nigerians out. A National Assembly that called and said that the service chiefs are not performing. They should be removed. The president was forced by everybody talking from all sides to remove the service chiefs. But to protect the service chiefs, this same president nominated them for appointment to become non-career ambassadors. This same National Assembly, without any this thing at all, granted and passed them and made them career ambassadors just to protect them. This same National Assembly is a National Assembly that called on the president to report to National Assembly and tell Nigerians why we are having this level of insecurity in Nigeria. This same National Assembly started fighting ourselves. The House of Reps called the president to say, come and let us know what the problem is. But the House of Senate was saying they have no right to do so. If the National Assembly cannot call the president to order, who then has the right to call the president to order? This is where we are. So the danger we are facing is not just from the home front of, what's it called, from just the terrorists. I don't want to call them bandits because we can deal with bandits. From these terrorists, it is coming from the president. It is coming from the National Assembly. It is coming from our representative from the South, from the Southwest, from the Southeast. All of them need to be recalled. Various constituencies need to sit down and ask their representatives in the National Assembly what they are doing. Because right now, there is no reason why President Muhammadu Buhari, if he cannot resign by himself, there is no reason why he should not be impeached right now. There is no reason why. Now, the most unfortunate aspect of it is that those who cocoon, those who had meetings, those who sold Nigeria out and gave it to Buhari, the likes of Ahmed Bola Tinubu, they have kept their mouth shut. You have not heard a word from them because they are planning for 2023. But my brother, what I can see is that if this country, okay, is still a country after this year, then we probably will ask ourselves, are we still brethren? Just like that comedian will say, my brother. That's my take, my brother. What we have here, if I want to quote my brother, what's his name? Obayagbo, he said, it is sardonic, it is lugubrious, it is, in fact, it is a huge political, quagmire that we have now as a nation. Are we still brethren? That'll be my take, my brother.
Thank you very much, Comrade Lamptey. Vintage Comrade Lamptey. Great exposition. I think you have dissected even some of the questions I actually wanted to ask, and I'm not going to belabor the issue anymore. And to add to the Obayagbon, some of the Obayagbon quotation you made, what we are experiencing now is an odoriferous saga, Kunkun Kragaga. And like you said, if we still have a Nigeria by December 2021, then we will know that we are where we are supposed to be. The signs are not looking good. And like Pharmacist Iremiren said when he was also speaking, the major function of government, number one function of government, is the protection of lives and property. So if the government cannot do that, then they have no business being in. And I always say, governance is not an award. They promise us they want to, and people elected them. They should work. Governance is work, work, work. It is not a time to be throwing agbada and kaftan all over the place. So if they are not ready, they better let us know. Because what we are experiencing now is more than meets the eye. Thank you very much, comrade. I will now hand over to my brother, Pharmacist Austin Iremira, to take over.
Just before Austin comes on, I'm inclined to make this statement. Please, pardon me, my brother. I just want to add this to it. There is this statement. I don't know the history. I'm here to of course research into it, but I think it makes sense. It's credited to Collins Reager, BCL Law, University of Oxford, 1997. He says, back in the 80s, Italy was plagued by kidnappings for ransom, just like we have in Nigeria right now, mostly by organized criminal gangs. So what did the Italian parliament do? Parliament! Like our National Assembly. So they made it a crime to pay ransom to a kidnapper or for kidnapping. That meant that, one, it was no longer possible to get kidnap insurance because they used to have a kidnap insurance in Italy those days, as it was now illegal. And two, no law-abiding person like an escrow agent or attorney in Italy could be involved as a go-between because they will be aiding and abetting crime. Now, if Nigerian government now, Nigerian parliament, that's end of quote there. If Nigerian parliament right now, okay, Nigerian National Assembly could actually just pass a law to say it is now against the law of Nigeria, okay, to pay ransom for kidnapping. What this means is that Sheikh Gumi will no longer have the audacity to go into the bush and negotiate with terrorists. And some of us believe that the negotiation, okay, is to broker a deal always with the government on how much they will pay these terrorists. And that is it. That is it. That is the underlying truth in the matter that we can suspect. At the end of the day, the government will run a task at bring the money we don't have, and pay huge ransom. So it should be at law that no ransom should be paid for any kidnapping case. And I think that will help. Because there will be nobody a go between the kidnappers or the terrorists and government. And of course, before long, the matter will no longer be attractive. And everybody, at whatever level they are, they may just eventually leave the business and let's get Nigeria back. I just wanted to add that I thought that if they hear that, maybe that could help salvage some situation going forward.
Yeah. Thank you, Comrade, for adding that bit from what happened in Europe, in Italy there. Thank you so much. So, Pharmacist Iremira, over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Tony, for that topic. I think you dealt with it quite well, and for the massive contribution by Comrade Lanti as always. Well, what I want to share with us today, which I would like us to talk about, is not different from what we are already talking about. It borders on the situation that we have currently in Nigeria. I was born long after the civil war in Nigeria, but from what I read and from what I've been told by so many people, part of what we have now that's happening in modern day Nigeria led and gave fire to that civil war of 1967 that took 3 years before it finally came to an end in 1970. Some people will argue, are we there already? Are we in the process of getting there? Or is the war upon us? I'll leave our viewers to make that judgment. But there's something that is very touching that came today. We have always advocated that our going forward should be discussed peacefully with some degree of equity and a resolution of where our country will go to. That is the best form and that is the best way, because war will lead us nowhere, will set us backward and cause more problems. And there's something that I want to bring today which is shocking, as written in today's Tribune of Sunday, February 28, 2021 by Mr. Soji Eji Fagbemi, that products and goods from the north are being stopped from coming to the south and the southwest of Nigeria. And you agree with me that this was part of the problems we had just before the Civil War. I read that article very well today, and part of the article, Mr. Soji hinted that it is a fallout from the leader of the Maeti Allah, who gave an instruction to the federal government and of course the northern youth that all produce from the north should henceforth stop coming to the south. And of course, that would lead to starvation in some parts of the country. And that on Saturday, the 27th of February, some northern youth attempt to carry out this message. They stopped trucks carrying goods from the north, specifically in somewhere called Kara, Jeba in Kwara State. And the products were not allowed to come into Kwara State, southwest of Nigeria. It was also reported that even the farmers were angry because some of their goods were already getting bad. And these goods were now diverted to Niger Republic and Cameroon, our neighboring country. Also in that article, Mr. Soji also said that the chairman of Maeti Allah, in conjunction with another group, had threatened the federal government, saying that every one person that was killed during the Shasha market attack and the NSAS protest is valued at 35 million. and they are demanding a whooping sum of 4.75 billion for the federal government. And their threat, if not done by the end of today, will be carried out in the weeks ahead. Should this happen, that will portend another problem. Commerce will be affected, farmers will be affected, lives and properties will be affected, and people will no longer be able to trade and make money. And that in turn will affect the entire system. And to me, the federal government seems not to be responding to this. And I think this is dangerous, and we should talk about it and see where we move from here. Like I said before, we cannot remain in sin for grace to abound. My brothers, Tony, Lamte, and our viewers, are we at war?
Already, yes. Imperceptibly, yes. Imperceptibly, yes.
I would like you to have an input, my brother Lamte.
Yeah, I think there's no gainsaying the fact that we're already at war. But just before I make an input, I want to show us this footage. You know, that of course lay credence to this report. Let's take a listen.
From here now. Karajeba, the last village in Niger State, before you join the river Niger bridge. They are stopping any trucks that carry food stuff from north. They are stopping them. They are turning them back. They don't allow them to go beyond this place. They are turning them. You can see all these trucks. They are carrying food stuff. You can see yam. You can see yam, tomatoes, onions, and many more. They are stopping them. They said they should turn back to the north or offload it here. This is Karajeba, the last village, the last town in Niger State before you enter Kwara State, before you get to River Niger. So they are stopping all the trucks that carry food stuff from north. They are turning them back to north, or they should offload it here. They don't allow all the trucks that carry food stuff, even though buses that carry pepper, tomatoes were not allowed to cross. As you can see, they only allow truck with fuel, diesel. They only allow them to.
Yes, I had to play that footage, of course, for us to understand exactly where this matter is coming from. Apparently, we are technically at war, you know, imperceptibly so. It doesn't look it on the surface, but internally we are at war already. With what is already happening in the south, there's a lot going on right now. Communities trying to ensure that they expel unwanted herdsmen, whether they are Fulanis or wherever they are from, whether from the Republic or wherever, and all of that. And of course, the protection they are getting from the core north by Bauchi State Governor, by people like Sheikh Gumi, by some of these northern governors and all of that, says that we're already at war. Now, it's unfortunate, you know. This is one thing I've always stressed, that every part of this country, you know, has got something to put on the table. Okay, it's just so bad that the Nigerian government came to the conclusion, okay, to concentrate every effort and energy, you know, on the Niger Delta oil, and nothing more mattered. You understand what I'm saying now? Because there's a lot of food in the north, okay, that the entire country can benefit from. We did not concentrate on all those, on agriculture anymore. You understand what I'm saying now? Otherwise, we ought to have a nation, okay, that everybody will have something they put on the table if we are practicing, you know, what's it called, true federalism, as it were. That has been a clamor that many of us are clamoring for. But where we are right now, I mean, I just read a comment on Facebook. Somebody said this has been the plan for a very long time. The question would be, from the south, are we ready? Are we ready? Because whether this is happening now, okay, or it's going to happen later, this is sure going to happen. There's no doubt about it. Now, they've given federal government ultimatum. They want to collect money from the federal government by way of ransom and all of that. You understand? For damages and all of that. Nobody in the south is coming together to come and claim damages on all the wickedness perpetrated by the government of Nigeria on the southern people, all the Niger Delta. The northern part of this country, the development they have, okay, is a development that is hinged on the sweat, on the blood, on the land of the Niger Delta. Nobody is paying ransom for that. Nobody is calling for ransom right now and all of that. So when you look at it right now, I think that, you know, the idea of coming to the table that the federal government of Nigeria, that Buhari is shying away from, I think that this can easily lead to that idea, which is a good thing. I think that what should be happening right now, by the time they are taking food stop that is supposed to go to the southern part of Nigeria, returning it back to the north, to go to Niger Republic and to Cameroon and all of that, no problem. I think that we should, if we are not prepared, our leaders in the south should start preparing themselves. And we should start preparing to ensure that we are able to feed ourselves. We have the land, we have everything, but everybody is shying away from these areas. And these are the things actually that can actually sustain us. So I think that we should put our preparedness as a people in place right now. Then why we should look forward to a time where we shall block the crude oil from the south to the north, where everybody should begin to take charge of his own, of his own resources, whether it's agricultural resources or it's a natural resource, whatever. Because in Zamfara State, they are already in charge of their gold. Nobody's disturbing Zamfara State for the gold they are mining. We don't even know. We don't have any answers. We don't have any, in fact, no question. I think that this, as bad as it is good for the state. And I think that it is essential for us at this time to use our tongue to count our teeth and move swiftly to ensure that we protect ourselves, to ensure that we start preparing to make provisions for ourselves. Because they are here now in the south. They are with us now in Edo State, in Delta, everywhere. They have been killing our farmers, raping our women everywhere. Many of our farmers are afraid to go to, to their farms because of what they are to meet there. So, directly and indirectly, okay, in the course of this year, okay, we may run into the problem of not even having food to feed ourselves, produce from our own land, because of what the mayhem they have created in our land. So I think now we should prepare stronger, erase and drive out all the invaders in our territories, give our farmers the confidence to go back to their farms, and of course encourage our farmers, you understand what I'm saying now, to start proper large-scale farming, to at least, to first of all feed us in the south. Then we should not plan and have a target date when we shall cut the crude oil from the Niger Delta and block it not to go anywhere anymore until Nigeria settles. Until Nigeria settles. And let us be genuine in this. Let us not do it because we are selfish. Because the Niger Delta militants, they've always been selfish. And that is why some of these results, we are not even getting it. Because we can actually block the oil of the Niger Delta and stop it. Let all oil companies leave the land. We don't want to supply Nigeria oil anymore. We don't want it. Hold your agriculture, no problem. Let's come to the table. Let us now discuss our terms of nationality. Let us discuss our Nigerianness. So if the Northerners are starting to repatriate their food back to the north and to other countries, good. Good. So let us fight for a while. Then prepare ourselves, feed ourselves, take control of our resources. And of course, let's probably that will bring us to the table. I am not advocating that we should end Nigeria. That's not my advocacy. But I'm advocating that if this will bring us to the table, then it is good. That's my position, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my brother Lamte. In your summation, you would like Nigeria to be one, but we must come to the table. I want to go to my brother Tony. I call him the master of letters. Food is very important. Starvation is now a strategy. And like you once said, the oppressed control our mind. Tony, where are we?
Heartbeat to speak after Comrade Lante on an analytical issue like this, because he said virtually most of the things I had in mind to say. Watching that footage of those trucks that were stopped in Kwara State, for me, like they say sometimes, they say some blessings come in curses. This is a blessing in disguise, and it is a strong message to our people in the South and the leadership of the South of Nigeria that these Northerners, because the South always have one belief that, oh, these Northerners, they be mumu, they no get sense. But like we have said on this program in previous weeks, the way the Northerners, the way they strategize, they play it like a game of chess. Their fifth game, they already thought it out before they move, on the chessboard. So you can imagine now in the South, most of our farms have been destroyed. I'm watching some videos in Ondo State or Osun State. People's harvest completely destroyed by cows. So now is the time for the political leadership. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, where are thou? Why have you not spoken? The Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, where is his voice? So other Southern leaders of thought in the South, the governors in the South of Nigeria, apart from Governor Otom of Benue, who has come out openly, where are they? They are all quiet because a lot of them are permuting, they are calculating and making permutation for 2023. Do they even know if the country will implode before 2023? Would there be a Nigeria by 2023? Like my brother Comrade said, we are not advocating for the breakup of the country. But what is happening now is precisely some of the things that happened just before the Civil War that happened in 1967. History has a way of repeating itself. Except this flotation towards the cliff of the mountain edge is stopped, the country may go into an inferno. So it is time for people to talk. I was happy seeing some clips this week, National Assembly during plenary. Some senators, they were vibrating. Yeah, I say yes, finally, these people, they are waking up. But it is coming rather late, but it is never too late. Like they say, it is not over until it is over. The Nigerian project must be discussed. We all need to come to the table. What is going to be the relationship in this project? This marriage that was put together by the British in 1914, how is it going? Where do we need to go? Because as it is presently, things are not moving fine. And the earlier we in the South, I always say it, the problem of the South is the Southerners. We never come together. You hardly see when Bauchi governor made the AK-47 speech. I never saw, people from the north attacking him. They always speak in unison. They speak with one voice. But in the South, when you talk like this, is your Southern brothers that will say, oh, they don't settle you. Why are you talking like this? We are never united. And we sell out a lot. You'll making plans, strategy. Somebody from your camp will go to the other side because we are easily bought over. So this is a wake-up call to our brothers and sisters in the South of Nigeria. Let us sit up and sit tight because the time for us to tell ourselves the truth is now. That is what I have to say, my brother Austin.
Brother Tony, the South is a problem of the South. And Comrade Lamte also said, we need to come together to have a plan. We need to suffer the starvation for a better tomorrow. We want Nigeria to be one, but our oneness must be discussed. To be warned of any danger coming to us is to begin to start planning. Our viewers, Nigerians, this is not right. It is not the best thing for us. Coming together is important. Our legislator should come forward. The federal government should come forward and make a bold step if we truly want our country to be one and if we truly want Nigeria. The rogue documents of the 1999 Constitution should be looked into. To me, it seems and appears that true federalism is the only way forward, where states, regions will contribute to the center, have their individual police, and be able to control governance within their region and their state. I think this is the way forward, and this is the best resolution. Or else, we'll be opening ourselves to war, which will not be good for us.
Of course.
Lamtin.
Thank you very much, my brother. God bless you so much. Thank you so very much. Nigerians across the world, it's still a comrade show, Comrade and Friends, this segment. Of course, we have dealt with that. The discourse is ongoing. It's an open-ended discourse. Like I said in my opening, things keep coming up in Nigeria and all that. And so, of course, we're going to keep pace with these things. The last matter I want to we want to discuss. We're not going to spend much time on this. This outside of politics, but again, while we have issues with our own polity, have issues with governance, have issues that are very serious and basic, we equally have some of those distractions. They are issues themselves because again, they are all born out of certain kind of values or culture, as it were, that that are completely new. And all that, and my attention is drawn to a story that broke within the week. It's about Tonto DK. We heard that, as a matter of fact, she posted on her Instagram. I'm going to read some of the things. This Tonto DK, and there's a post beneath this photo, and she said, "I am Tontolet. I am now a proud Nigerian Christian pilgrim Commission Ambassador for Peace Building." Okay, yesterday, 25th February 2021, yours Director Socials and Empowerment, blah, 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 was warmly received by Reverend Yakubu Palm, the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Christian Pilgrim Commission, NCPC, at his head office, okay? At his head office, Abuja, at PAMIAX, where we had an extensive deliberation on NCPC vision, dissecting the values of national development and youth involvement in peace building in line with NCPC's mandate. I was accompanied by Ambassador Chris Ode at Goodwill Ambassadors event, the Tonto DK Foundation project. Okay, this news was very loud. The whole world, was happy, so to speak, with Tonto DK, and the news was that NCPC had actually, nominated her and made her a peace ambassador to the Nigerian Christian Pilgrim Commission and all of that. Just before we could wake up from that, juicy news, NCPC came out in full blown to release a statement that they never made Tonto DK a peace ambassador and all of that, and that Tonto DK actually just came for a courtesy visit. Nobody made her a peace ambassador, and everybody was confused and all that. So, and this is not supposed to be a topic for us, but I have issues with it. The issue I have with it is that, and that is part of the bad culture we appear to be embracing. We appear to be imitating some other cultures, and they are not doing us any good. In my opinion, I think that Tonto DK or any other Nigerian, for that matter, should be a peace ambassador. I am a peace ambassador. But the idea that everybody is looking for some sort of endorsement or the other is becoming a very crazy and distracting culture that is distracting us from very important matters of state. And I think that shouldn't be. I don't know why somebody like Tonto DK should be, not just her, so many other celebrities or even aspiring celebrities, everybody just looking for, in fact, some people will even go and meet, Ogi seller or mango seller, looking for endorsement. I'm not an enemy ambassador to this tailor. I'm not an enemy ambassador to this. Whom are we impressing? Let me bring in my guys to talk about this matter. Because the matter just tire me one kind. Dr. Agbons, please come into this matter.
Comrade Lante, I'm just laughing here listening to you. It's part of the thing we talk about, and people will always ask, how did we get here? What kind of society are we turning into? For somebody to, I think Tonto DK She's an accomplished actress in Nollywood, very well known. I think maybe she's been out of the news for a while. She just wanted some relevance. Sometimes some of these this celebrity culture we now have in Nigeria, when they are not visible, people have not heard of them for a while. They just look for something to post on Instagram or on their Twitter handle. Look, in Nigeria, Twitter handle is a big thing. Going to gym, if you they put towel on their neck and they're like, I say like, look, they're going to gym, they swag around, they raise their shoulder because they are going to the gym. So it's a very funny, way of behaving. So, like you said, I'm also an ambassador of peace. So I should also add ambassador to my name. These are our penchant for titles. We have today. You will see somebody say, "Oh, I'm ambassador." They say those days when we were growing up, Lanty. When you hear ambassador, you think of somebody that is representing a king and a country in another country. I used to belong to an organization in our Baptist church back home called Royal Ambassadors. And we say that we have a definition. We say an ambassador is somebody that represents a king at the court of another king, and then countries to countries. So how Toto DK just sold this dummy, and the thing has given her a lot of traction. The thing is trending on social media, and it's a distraction. All the issues that I agree with you that have been bedeviling us. It's so funny. Sorry, I can't stop laughing.
It is, my brother. Let me bring on my brother Austin Renner. Everybody becoming ambassador, this ambassador, that. Austin, me, I know, and I mean the way we chase the people, our young people chase after this endorsement. I've just signed a contract. I'm now ambassador. What are you doing? Are you a factory worker working with them? Are you helping to sell cars? I'm now ambassador of the name Citron. Are you helping to sell their cars? You understand what I'm saying now? I'm now ambassador of peace. Look, you can't be. Anyway, Austin, come on, bro. Come on.
Well, I'm still laughing as well, just supporting my brother Tony in the laughing department. Anyway, Tonto Dike is a very lovely actor. I admire her. I think she's done well for herself. I understand she also has a foundation as well, so she's doing well. I think this issue of just dragging yourself and getting yourself muddled up sometimes is not what we should do. It's a practice in Nigeria, which I think is not very good. But apart from that, I see something serious in it, Lamte. And I just want to speak to that, which is the idea of telling lies. Because there are two conflicting statements. Somebody, either Tonto Dike or the organization, will be lying. And that is not good at all. We talked about this last time, and we talked about morality as well. Let us always be very careful. You don't need to come to the public to be a peace ambassador. She's already a peace ambassador because she's bringing joy and happiness to so many people that watch her and lots of her fans. So really, we don't need the distraction. Let us be guided. Morality, we need to keep, and we need to be upright. That's just my take on it.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I am not here actually to this Toto Dike is just an example, that reference this particular scenario. A lot of people are just into this. Just recently, even my own young state, Edo State, some of my own young actors and all of that, they've been somewhere, and like, I'm not ambassador of this. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not ambassador of that, to this company, ambassador of this, to this. Look, my people, let us be natural ambassadors for good. Anything that is good, I am an ambassador for that thing. Anything that is developmental to Edo State, most especially, I am an ambassador of that thing. I don't need any endorsement from anywhere. I think the craze and quest for this endorsement is creating a different kind of culture that is, overall, not helping our society. It is the same way the idea of worshiping, material wealth has become a problem to our country. To the extent that you find 12-year, 13-year, 15-year-old children wanting to go and get money by all means because they want to come and impress and all of that. Please, let's tone down. We have a society to build. We are plagued by so much. So all of these things that challenges our own morality as a state I think we need to tone down on them. So I'm not using this to indict Tonto Dike in any way, shape, or form, but I think that we need to. The other day, some human beings went to paint some people's face on their body to tattoo their. I mean, the nonsense is just too much, and they are all a distraction. And the one will reply, it becomes a topical issue. I think that what should be topical issue to every Nigerian, particularly of the South-South divide, our actors should be our state of the nation today. We should drive the sensibilities and the consciousness of the people to the fact that Nigeria is not a world state. Nigeria is a pyramid standing on its head. Nigeria is sick. And we need to all come together to address the sickness so that we can come out of this imbroglio that we find ourselves as a nation. Not to come up with different kinds of, anyway. Nigerians, I want to say a very big thank you for those who've joined us, who've been with us. It's been the Comrade Show. Of course, we've had the Musketeers, the Comrade and Friends, doing justice to the various issues we have. There are numerous issues, but these are the ones we can take for now. And we are hoping that we may have informed one or two persons too to know where we are as a nation. It's the state of Nigeria. And hopefully we are more sensitized and we can sensitize others so that we can, begin to prepare, okay, for the unexpected, because there's so much unexpected in the horizon, and we cannot shy away from them. Okay, let's not pretend. The threat is existential, it's real, and it's just before us, it's staring at us. As a matter of fact, if we are not careful, it's already inside of us, and which means that we need to hurriedly prepare. Particularly the Nigerians of the South-South divide is important, because what we are faced with is an existential threat, one that is capable of enslaving all of us, even in our own land, which is why we must not take this with, we must not treat it with levity. It is something that we have to take seriously. And so, it's a clarion call to all the leaders, whether you are a governor, whether you are a senator, you are a National Assembly member, you are a House of Assembly member, you are a local government chairman. Let us be conscious, let us be alert to our responsibilities. And if we may, I'm hoping that based on what is happening, those of us in the South-South divide, the leaders we have, Dr. Ebele Jonathan, it is time you call the South-South leaders together. Let's start having a meeting, preparing for all of these dangers that we see. Because our brothers in the north, there is no gainsaying the fact that they are preparing. And their preparation is not in our own best interest as a people. And so therefore, we must prepare for the unexpected. This is why we are discussing, it is why we are talking, it is why we will continue to talk until we get to that level. You understand what I'm saying? And so whatever happens, we can still stand our ground and be the people that we are. And so that's it. So people of Nigeria, dope people, Nigerians across the world, we thank you. Please, if you are part of this program, share the broadcast. It could just be the least you could do for us to get this news, far and wide as much as possible. And that's how it's been. Of course, I want to bring on my brothers, the Musketeers. I'll start with Comrade Pharmacist Austin Eremiran to just say the last word for the now. Hopefully next Sunday we're going to be back again. Of course, with national issues. Eremiran, please.
Thank you so much, my brother, Comrade Lante. Just before we go, I know Comrade forgot about this, so he doesn't like to say it so much, but we want to thank him for the Streetlight project and the wonderful thing he's doing, him and his team this week in Lighting Edo State. God bless you. And for our viewers to say thank you so much for being part of the program today. We wish you a very, very, very important week. God bless you, my brothers and sisters.
Thank you very much. Of course, we have the Edo Street Lighting project. Of course, please, anybody want to key to that? We are doing a lot already now in Edo State. A lot. We are, people are donating lights and we are installing these lights. And the show is going on. The show must always go on. By the grace of God, this is a project done by the Comrade Show in collaboration with all many Edo people who are donating the lights. And the Edo people are our light angels. Okay, as they donate lights, we install them. People are donating lights to their streets, to their villages, and all of that. So all of that is going on. This is Igwebe, for instance. We're at Igwebe. We are going back to Igwebe again because some more lights, are being. It's on the way right now. This, for instance, is Uselu. Somewhere around Uselu. well lighted now. As a matter of fact, do you know we're somewhere? I'm going to play that within the week. We want to install 10 lights somewhere. 2 days ago, my brother. In the night when the lights came on, it was a party, unprecedented party, because there was no light anywhere from the people didn't have lights, but our street lights was on. The entire street was partying, late into the night. So I'm very happy, and I'm glad that we were able to bring that change, through this program. So if you are there, you are watching us, you want to key into this project, the Lighting Up Edo State project is ongoing. Ring us, drop a message, we'll get back to you. You want more details, we'll get your details. People are already calling out, they want to light up their villages. You understand what I'm saying? We want that to go on, so that all of us in collaboration with what the government is already doing, we will all help to move Edo State forward. So hopefully, at some point we shall all look back and of course be proud of what we have done, in uplifting, moving Edo State forward. On that note, I will call on my brother, Dr. Agbons. That's the last word for this weekend, sir, until we come again.
Yeah, thank you, my brother, Comrade Lamte Oriahi, and my brother Austin Iremina. Always a pleasure to be on this program with you guys every Sunday. Like Austin would say, it has become our Sunday tonic. Thank you very much, all our fans and viewers all over the world who have followed us on Facebook and YouTube today. Thanks to those who have shared the program. We will keep the conversation going. We keep telling our stories ourselves. And hopefully we will see the light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you to all those who are contributing to our street lighting project. It's our own way of making our own little contribution to the development of our state. There's no part of the world where government just does everything. So we are changing the narrative. And when we do things like this, even those in government, they'll be challenged, and they will know that we are also major stakeholders in our own, in taking the destiny of our state into our hand. So on that note, I want to say, happy new month. You won't believe it. 2021 is 3 months old already. So, and I wish you all a happy new week as well. Bye from me.
Thank you very much, my brothers, the Musketeer. So on that note, my people, of course, within the week, I'm going to come your way. There's no doubt. We always come to, make commentaries on things happening around. And of course, we equally have our street lights projects. We have some streets that we are going to be visiting in the course of the week. Of course, hopefully we are going to be, beam those ones live as well and all that. But in the meantime, I want to say thank you very much for joining us. I want to say, may God bless you all. May God bless Edo State, and may God bless the governor of Edo State. Well, what can I say? May God bless Nigeria, may God bless Nigerians. Hopefully, things will get better. On that note, my people, until we see again, my name is Comrade Lamte Ikmawusa Oriahi. Have a good night.
Comrade Show, wait, Comrade Lamte Oriahi, live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show.